What's your main focus entering this bye week?
Number one thing is get better fundamental discipline about what we're doing. I think develop some personnel, get some guys healed up, and get better as a football team.
Certain guys thought that you feel like you expedite them and get them where they're playing more next week.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like, Evan Fields and Daz was banged up last week. Like get him healthy. John Humphrey, like get him healthy. There's some guys like Jalen Bates that are coming off injury that we just want to develop all those guys, and we want to come off this bye week and hopefully be better personnel wise. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of developing them, and the biggest thing is fundamental discipline. Obviously tackling was an issue last week. Eliminating the big play, getting takeaways has been a big focus. Is takeaways on our defense in practice. Did a good job today. We've got to get more takeaways. We're doing a pretty good job taking care of the ball, except we're coming off our worst game taking care of the ball. So, take care of the football, and then it's fundamentally disciplined and better on all three areas because we got a good football team. Just got to get where we're executing. I think DeMario has played outstanding. I think that he's been a leader in all of our games. He's played extremely hard. He did a good job running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield, and been very consistent for us.
After the game, you felt like on all of Bryce Levis' long runs, you felt like you had guys in the right position. When you went back and watched film, did that confirm that?
Missed tackles.
Overall, do you feel like
Take 5 plays out. It's 5 plays, 5 big plays. I mean, but you don't get to take those out. And there's things we could have done. I mean, you got to go get him. We talked about rugby tackling him, not breaking down, not, giving him space. And obviously there's things that you always go back, you think you could do better, but you got to give them credit. They're a good football team. They played well. Even with all that, we still had an opportunity to win the football game. We had a lot of misreads that we haven't had. We had, not a lot. I mean, but it wasn't, in that game you don't have to do that much wrong. They're not going to turn the football over. They're going to be very close to the vest. Matter of fact, they turned it over one time, which was a spectacular play on our part. But we've got to the thing that we have to do is we have to get more takeaways, and we got to eliminate the big play. That's the thing we got to do defensively. We're doing a lot of good things, a whole bunch of good things outside of that. And we've contested in the passing game. We've contested most of those and wind up really, I think cut that way down. But that was the difference. Is they got cheap touchdowns, one play touchdowns, and we didn't. And the difference was only 10 points in the game. But when it was 24-17, we came back out and got the ball. We needed to score right there. We had some mental errors. Where we should have went with the ball, reads, things like that we hadn't had. A lot of that you got to give them credit. Some of the stuff that they were doing and moving and stemming and that type of stuff, and they had a good plan for how they played with our best guys on offense. And I thought we had a good plan. We had some things that they hadn't seen and did some things like that. But the third quarter, man, you can't be shut out in the third quarter. I thought our defense rallied up in the third quarter. They only scored 7. The 1-7 that they got was a cheap one. So you just can't give up the one play touchdown. And we've done a lot better against that as far as giving it one play passes. But that broke our back there. And even at all that, we don't turn the football over. We turn it over 2nd and 3 and 1st and 10. And one of them, they batted the ball. And we should have had a little bit wide. We should have had a wider split. Our split was too tight, stuff like that. There were things like that we could have prevented it. But margin of error wasn't very much. They're a good football team, and we didn't execute when we needed to. At the end of the day, we turned the ball over, and they didn't. They got cheap touchdowns, and we didn't.
Have you felt like that up until Saturday you made progress with eliminating the big play?
Yeah, I think we have. I think that guy's really good. I mean, I think he's going to score a lot of points on a lot of people. And he has. We made him. We contributed to it because we did not attempt the plan, and you cannot break down 5 yards from that guy. You have to go and rugby tackle him, kill the engine, go through the hip. You got to get him before he gets going. They had some things that are tough too. Obviously they do the 6 linemen in there and 7 linemen, and even though they got one of them's got 54 on or whatever, they do a good job. Dave's very innovative in what he does. So they're going to give you. They're not a pro style team. They're a power team and a spread team combined, and that makes it challenges you as far as your groupings. And there's things I would have. You always go back. You'd like to have done differently, but you got to see all that stuff and get the wrong grouping on the field. Then you got challenges, and that caught us a little bit. We didn't personnel as much as we would have liked to.
I know you're looking for improvement all across the board, but 5 games in, going to the bye week, is there one team aspect, one position that wasn't surprised?
Excuse, was you,
one position that wasn't surprised so far, one team aspect?
the depth of our receiving core. I think the depth at our running back. We've played solid, up front on the defensive line and linebacker. I think Chase Lucas is coming on and playing better and better. I think we got a good football team. I just think we got to get. You're in conference play. It's going to be a 1-score game. It's going to be. That's what it's going to be every week, and you just got to. We've got one of the big things sticking out to me. We've got to get takeaways, and then because I think we're tied. No one's better than us in taking care of the ball. We have turned the ball over 5 times. Really only 4 times. So 2 interceptions, had 2 fumbles. 1 was a special teams turnover. So which would be don't win the conference any better than that. But we're coming off our worst game where we threw 2 interceptions. So, and the one that really hurt us was the 1 interception, the last interception that we threw. So we just got to take care of the ball, and we got to continue to get better. And I think we can get a whole lot better. I think we're starting to get better. I think we're getting on the same page. I think we've steadily done that. And now here comes, we're going to play the best team in our league. That's what you have to do. And what a great opportunity to do that and being at home. Saturday night, ESPN, and can't ask for anything better than that. And we got to go. It's conference play. It's like every year I say, you're going to have to win a whole bunch of close football games, and the most important one's the next one. So, I think we got a good football team, really do.